Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, I just wanted to talk to y'all about something. So, we talked a while back about taking massive action. It's huge. Taking massive action. So, today, right before I left work, I took massive action. Something that I never thought that I would ever do. And whether it happens or not, I'd be awesome if it did. But, in my opinion, completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant whether this thing that I try to do either actually happens or not. So last year, I said that in 2016, I wanted to build a speaking business. That's just what I wanted to do. I love speaking. I love training. I love everything about it. Growing up, I never felt like I was important enough to do anything great. In my teenage years, I never felt like I was doing anything great. In the military, I never felt like I was doing anything great. So this time in 2008, this time, like right around this time, right after Thanksgiving, in 2008, I was living in Utah, and I literally didn't feel like I was doing anything. I'd been married a year, two kids, really didn't feel like I was living up to my potential. Really didn't feel like I was living the way that I should. I was drinking and partying, and I was still married, and still wanted to, I had a bunch of dreams, but that's all they were, just a bunch of pipe dreams. But see, the problem is, I didn't act on them. I didn't actually follow through with them. I just showed up to work every day, and that's all I did. I worked, ouch, and then I went home, and then I worked, and then I went home. So that was like my whole life sitting in the military. That's all I ever did. Well, at this point, 8 years ago in 2008, I was drinking so much, and me and the wife were arguing and all that, and we decided that's it, man. We're done. Like, we're not doing this anymore. This life is not what we want to live. I grew up in in a not so great home. Domestic violence and alcohol and all this stuff. So I felt like that's what I was becoming. And the only way to break the cycle at that point, the only way to break the cycle was to just end me. And right around this time, 8 years ago, was when I really contemplated, I'm like, do I want to keep on living? That's what I was worried about. I wasn't impacting anybody. I didn't have a lot of friends. I showed up to work every day, and then I would just go home and drink, and I never felt like I was fulfilling anybody or anything, and that's just kind of how my life was going. So in December of 2008, I said, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm so done. And so I literally was wanting to just end it. 8 years later, the following and the impact that I've made once I turned my mindset around, once I had a positive mindset all the time, because I lived just in negativity and despair and all that. So once you turn that mindset around, that's when amazing things start happening. So last year, I decided I'm going to write a book. I want to build a speaking business. So that's what I did. So this year in 2016, here's what happened. I started professionally on the road, getting paid, speaking. Literally building a business, doing all kinds of research and building a business. So in January and February of this year, 2016, I started writing a book. I had ideas, things happened, and I started writing a book. It was published in September of this year. So it took me from end of January, beginning of February, all the way to September, and published a book. It's on Amazon. It's called Decisions: The Power to Overcome Self-Defeating Behaviors. Everybody has self-defeating behaviors. And my self-defeating behaviors was I never dealt with anything. I ran away from my problems. I ran away from issues, and I drank my sorrows away. Those are my self-defeating behaviors. I also, among what everybody else does, because the most common one of the self-defeating behaviors that we all have is the fact that we compare our journeys to everybody else's. If I wanted to be a speaker, I would compare my journey to somebody else who's been speaking for 5 or 10 years. Like, oh, how come I'm not where they are? Someone who starts out, it's a process. It's a journey. That's what it's all about, is the growing process. I never wanted to grow. I never wanted to do anything. I was like, I just want to be there. I just want to be the millionaire. I don't want to earn it. I just want to be there. Well, that's when I was younger. I now know, and I now realize, the process is the most important part of any dream, of any goal, of anything that you're trying to achieve. It's all about the process. The process is huge. It's all about the process. So this year in 2016, I said I wanted to build a speaking business. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to build a speaking business. So from January till now, I've written a book. I've been on 12 different podcasts. I said, you know what? I'll be on like 5 or 6. I'll be on 7 or 8 podcasts. Something. Not really setting a bar too high. I don't want to set myself up for failure. But every single one I did after that was like, oh, I got to do another one. I got to do another one. I got to do more. I got to do more. And once I mastered that, I got to do more. I got to do more. So I've written a book this year. I've been on 12 podcast episodes. I've spoken at 4 or 5 different events, including the One Life Fully Lived conference in Philadelphia and in Sacramento, which was amazing because I've never been to Sacramento. I never did an Uber till I got there. And thanks, George Beatty. And I never heard of In-N-Out. I mean, I've kind of heard of it, but I never went to In-N-Out Burger. I did all 3 in the weekend of Sacramento back in October. How amazing. A year ago, I was like, well, I kind of want to be a speaker professionally. A year later, I'm sitting here going, wow, this is what I've accomplished this entire year. See, what I think is funny is that from December 29th of this year until January 2nd, Facebook is going to be flooded with, oh, I'm going to turn over a new leaf. Oh my gosh, I'm going to dominate 2017. Oh man, I'm going to make this year my best, and I'm going to forget 2016 and forget everything that's ever happened. And Facebook is going to be flooded with, come on and make 2017 awesome. We're going to make 2017 great. You know what I mean? And then what's going to happen January 3rd and 4th and 5th? 90% of the people are going to go right back to what they were doing. They're going to make this New Year's resolution that says, oh, I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to make 2017 awesome. And then 4 days later, they're going to go right back into their self-defeating behaviors, and they're not going to do anything to change their life. Be different. Set a plan now. You have 30 days until the end of the year. Make it count. In 2017, I'm already building my 2017 year plan. My 2017 plan, in January, I'm starting an live online radio show called Transformation Radio. It's going to be amazing. It's like regular radio, but online, global. My radio stations here aren't global. Well, the online radio station is going to be global, and I'm going to have people call in and, talk to the guest speakers, the people that I'll have on. It's going to be awesome. I've already got 3 or 4 events already lined up, ready to go for me to speak at. I've already got podcasts that I plan on going to. But today, taking massive action, and it may or may not even happen. My dream in the next 3 years is to talk on the TED stage. That's my dream. Well, today, I pitched an email and sent it off to the Ellen DeGeneres show. Whether I become a guest on there or not, whatever. At least I did it. The people who say they can and the people who say they can't are always both right. If you say you can do something, then freaking do it. If you can't do something, then learn how. There is zero excuse for you to be successful in this day and age. You can Google anything that you want to Google, and you can be successful at it. You have a 100% success rate of either failure or success. You have a 100% success rate of failure if you don't try, and you have a 100% success rate of success if you do the work that is involved. If you want it, go freaking do it. So I might even be ever a guest on Ellen's show. Who cares? At least I made a leap and said, you know what? I'm going to pitch a TV show or pitch a segment and give it to Ellen. And if that doesn't work out, then I'll do them to all the other TV shows. So what if I don't get picked? At least I did it. And I can say that I didn't sit here and not do anything. I almost took my own life 8 years ago. 8 years later, I am making a positive impact difference in every single person that I meet. Because the greatest gift that we have is the effect that we have on other people. So you have to ask yourself, are you positively affecting people or are you negatively infecting them? If you have a negative mindset and you need to change it, then freaking change it. You have the power to change it, and it's your decision. Your decision, not anybody else's. It is your decision to live an epic life. So do it. If you want to live an epic life, go do it. Find somebody who is doing it and mirror what they're doing. Find somebody who is successful at what you want to be successful at and go freaking do it. And mirror exactly what they're doing. And then put your own personal spin on it. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. 2017, I'm dominating everything I'm doing. I took massive action today, and I'm going to dominate everything I do in 2017. I'm launching an online radio show. I even have a book idea for my second book. I got all these things lined up because I know exactly what I want, and I'm going to go for it, and nothing's going to stop me. You have to have that do or die attitude. Eric Thomas tells a story about how you will not be successful until you want it as bad as you want to breathe. Then you'll be successful. That's the mentality you have to have. So we'll see what happens. I've got a couple applications in to talk on TEDx stages and TEDx events. I just sent an email to the Ellen DeGeneres show, and I've got all kinds of speaker proposals out there that I'm trying to, hopefully get picked to speak at. So you just got to keep going and going and going and going, and you do everything you can to learn and absorb and then put into action. At some point, you have to stop consuming and start placing into action. That's the most important aspect right there. You can consume all day long. I can learn how to do things all day long. But if I don't put it into action, I'm wasting my time and I'm spinning my wheels. At some point, you just got to take that freaking leap of faith and just do it. So you have 30 days to figure out. You have 30 days to figure out exactly what you're going to do in 2017. And if you don't take massive action now, you're not going to. Don't kid yourself. You are not going to. Take massive action. Dream a big dream and have the courage to follow it. If you need help, I offer paid coaching services. Check out my book. Check out my other videos. Live an epic life. Live your brand. See ya.